I'm Captain Ray Wellborn, United States Navy retired. In 1954, I joined the Naval Reserve at Rice University, and from there NROTC unit took a competitive exam and was accepted to the Naval Academy, from which I graduated in 1959. I then spent 30 years of active duty in the Navy, of which I spent over 17 years of that actually afloat at sea, and half of that submerged without the light of day in submarines. I had 4 commands, and I have come up with a PowerPoint presentation for an introduction to submarine warfare and anti-submarine warfare, as you see here. One of the things I want to point out on this slide, as we go from wind power to nuclear power, that's quite a jump from Alyssa to USS Texas standing into Galveston Harbor to be commissioned in September of 2006. As this introduction to submarine warfare, you will learn submarine organization and operation, fundamentals of submarine systems and sensors, the differences of submarine types, both SSN, SSBN, the ballistic missile submarines, as well as the SSGNs, the guided missile nuclear-powered submarines. I will discuss future operations with the Navy SEALs, nuclear-powered submarines versus diesel submarines, submarine operations in shallow water, required improvements to maintain tactical control. The course outline I'm going to go over. My agenda is day 1 is submarine sink ships. That's the design of a submarine, to sink ships. Submarines are an economic strangler. They sink ships, which then essentially strangles a country's economy. On day 2, I'm going to talk about how they're built, their form, their fit, and their function, and who are these iron men, and and from whence they come to man and sail these submarines under the sea. And then on the 3rd day, I go into the enemy below, and that means anti-submarine warfare and how you're going to counter this threat. It is the #1 priority of not only the U.S. Navy, but almost every other Navy in the world. Our Ohio-class submarine is our strategic nuclear deterrent by moving the target off the soil so that we can launch a retaliatory strike in case we were attacked by nuclear weapons. It acts as a strategic deterrent for anyone to do that. I wanted to show you this picture just so that you get an appreciation for the size of this 15,000-ton submarine. This is the Ohio in dry dock. You can see that almost 80% of her body is below the water line. This is the only part that shows when she is on the surface. You can get an idea for her size by some of these things of which you're familiar with, like a 55-gallon drum sitting here, and see this 15,000-ton submarine sitting in a dry dock. And ladies and gentlemen, this is USS Virginia, the latest nuclear-powered submarine in the world. It is said to be a hole in the ocean with a great deal of stealth, as well as all the modern technology for collection of intelligence, as well as attack if need be. As you can see in this diagram, I go over exactly what fits into Virginia, including her advanced SEAL delivery system, of which she is capable of launching off her afterdeck, as well as her torpedo room and her 12 vertical launch systems, canisters that are forward for Tomahawk land attack missiles. The deduction is that submarines are very versatile, very cost-effective warships for funding. The second day, I talk about steel boats and iron men, the people who are going to man these submarines and sail them below the surface of the sea, from whence they come from among us, the submarine design, its form, its fit, its function, and the calculus of acoustics, the sound in the sea. On day 3, I discussed the enemy below, the submarine combat system suite, as well as all the submarines in the world. There are 600-something submarines in the world. We have 73 of them, but yet we have 50% of the explosive firepower of all the other submarines in the world. Number 2 to us is Russia, number 3 is China, and surprisingly, number 4 is Japan, and number 5 is India, who is closely closing and will probably overtake Japan by next year. 6 and 7 are France and England, and number 8 is Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan, the 6th most populated country in the world, has the 8th most powerful submarine force in the world. Then I'm going to talk about anti-submarine warfare, how you go about controlling, repressing, or even suppressing this threat, the enemy below. The requirements for that type of system, the electronic and acoustic sensors are designed to affect first detection. Before someone can detect you, you can detect them, and then you can choose your battle space. Signal and data processing are the most advanced, right onto the technological age of the day. The computerized fire control system can track and attack multiple targets. Space and weight accommodations for the weapons load, both internally and externally, will be discussed in that Virginia carries 12 Tomahawk land attack missiles and vertical launch systems forward, as well as a torpedo load amidships. The common submarine radio room is for a worldwide battle space where not only if the president gets a 911 call, will submarines like the Virginia answer the call. They have an advanced combat direction system, Block 1, the latest upgrade with the Joint Tactical Information Distribution System. Communications is important in this day and time. The ship self-defense system will replace the old ACDS in Virginia. She will be right up to date. The ADNS, the Automated Digital Network System, I will discuss in that it is designed for all radio frequency circuits for routing, switching of both strategic and tactical command, control, communication, and computer information can be transferred over this transmission control protocol, internet control protocol network, thereby linking the displayed battle group units with each other and with the Digital Information System Network. The Virginia class, as I said, has vertical launch systems for the submarine launch cruise missile, the Tomahawk, 12 21-inch diameter external launch tubes in the outer hull just aft of the bow-mounted spherical array for the upgraded BQQ-5 sonar. They have torpedo tubes fitted with 4 21-inch diameter torpedo tubes centrally fitted near the center of gravity with a load capacity of 38 weapons. The combat data system fitted with an upgrade, Busy 2, is now going to be upgraded to the BSG-2, which has BSG-1, excuse me, and has a distribution bus for data on the UYK 43 and 44 coupled to Raytheon's Mark II fire control system for weapon command and control. Communications are fitted with the latest Lockheed Martin module in the common submarine radio room featuring the GC and CS maritime and other classified communication set. It's designed to berth and mess 120 men and 14 officers. Its sonar outfit is the best in the world. A bow-mounted active passive spherical sonar, with the BQG 5D wide aperture flank mounted hull conformal passive array and a deployable bistatic, off-board active sonar source so that you can get an active range from 2 different sources. And then of course it has the TB16 and TB29 tactical towed array plus the TB29, the thin line towed array interface with weight detection equipment. And then the AN BQS-15 keel and fin mounted Amatec active high frequency sonar for detection of close-in underwater objects and for ice detection that is the same as a MIDAS, the Mine Ice Detection Avoidance System. It is certainly an aphorism to say that we live in a dangerous world, as what Einstein said. We must act accordingly. Thank you very much. Here is the notification of where you can get more information. Call the Technical Director at Applied Technology Institute, Jim Jenkins. And this is his address, 349 Berkshire Drive, Riva, Maryland, 21140, 1433. And you can call toll free at 1-888-501-2100. Or email him at aticourses@aol.com and go to their website, www.aticourses.com. And I'm Captain Ray Wellborn. If you ever need to get in contact with me, I live at 704 Biocrest Circle in beautiful downtown Dickinson, Texas. And my email, which I'd be happy to receive from you, rwellborn@verizon.net. Thank you very much.